Alright, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Ha, Racha, Chodash, Rama. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of GMS. Double honors to my elder of this camp, Harawan Ban Yasharala. Salutations to the sincere Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm going to call Harab Ban Yasharala, coming out of the Lions Den camp of Yasharala here in Jacksonville, Florida. Now today I'll be coming out with a little quick hit, little impromptu. Without further ado, we'll get right to it. This is Sirach chapter 41. I'm going to start at verse 5. It says, "The children of sinners are abominable children, and they that are conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly." See, the children of sinners are abominable children. We all know who's the biggest sinner on the planet. H.R. Shevin stuff. He's the biggest sinner on the planet, and his children are abominable children. His descendants, his offspring, are abominable offspring. And this is, and they that are conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly. And also that includes 2/3 of our people, because they're very conversant in the things of ungodly things. Let's continue. Verse 6. "The inheritance of sinners' children shall perish. Their posterity shall have a perpetual reproach." Let me get something real quick. This word posterity real quick. Again, it says, "The inheritance of sinners' children shall perish." See, the inheritance of sinners' children shall perish. As I said before, we already know who H.R. Shevin stuff is. He's one of the biggest sinners on the planet. He like to call himself that W word. But it said his inheritance shall perish, meaning his children's inheritance is going to perish, and their posterity. This is the word posterity. It says condition of occurring in later time, state of being subsequent. So their posterity shall have a perpetual reproach. So meaning their inheritance is going to perish, his children's inheritance is going to perish, and their posterity, their state of being, is going to have a perpetual reproach. When the Lord come back and H.R. Shevin stuff is put in chains to do time, in bondage. Their posterity, their state of being, is going to have a perpetual reproach. That means an ongoing reproach, an ongoing blame. People are going to be looking at them like, "Oh yeah, you were the guy that was doing all the craziness on the earth," But let's continue. "The children will complain of an ungodly father, because they shall be reproached for his sake." So the children, the offspring, the abominable children, back in verse 5, are going to complain of an ungodly father. And we already know H.R. Shevin stuff was a very ungodly person. Still is. And don't plan on changing. Well, his children, his offspring, they're going to complain because they're going to be reproached for their father's sake. They're going to be blamed, picked at, made a gazing stock, just punished, beat up, and all kind of different things. Why? Because their forefathers, Esau, or H.R. Shevin stuff, was an ungodly father, was not righteous, stayed doing wickedness on the planet, loved doing wickedness, did not hate blood. All of that's going to catch up to the inheritance of an ungodly father. The children of sinners. That also includes 2/3 of our people as far as judgment happening to them, but they will be brought back through the remnant, the hopeful elect, the 144,000 and the 1/3 men, women, and children, I believe. So there will be no total end to the children of Israel ever. But it's going to be an end to H.R. Shevin stuff and his children. So again, verse 7. The children shall complain of an ungodly father, because they shall be reproached for his sake. Woe be unto you, ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the Most High God, Yahweh. For if you increase, it shall be to your destruction. So it says, woe to you, ungodly men. Woe means destruction, judgment. It means death. To ungodly men, which have forsaken the law. 2/3 of our people, especially the men, have forsaken the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh B'Hashim Yahushua. So guess what? It says if you increase, or if they increase, they're only increasing to their destruction, as well as these you know what I'm saying, these Edomites. That's mainly who I'm targeting right now. You know, every time they increase, they have babies or whatever. It's just kindle for the fire. That's all. It's just meat for judgment. Verse 9, it says, and if you be born, you shall be born to a curse. And if you die, a curse shall be your portion. So if any of them are born, guess what? They're born to a curse. 2/3 of our people, they have babies, they're born into the curses of their life hanging in the balance and not having assurance of their life. You know, and it says, if you be born, you shall be born to a curse. So Esau, when he is born and he increases, he is born to a curse. His curse is ultimately destruction. Our people, when they have children and they're born into the curse, meaning anything could happen. Anything. You could die at birth, you could die in a car crash, somebody could run through the house and shoot up everybody, kill everybody, kill the baby, everything. Anything can happen when they come out of jail. Anything can happen. With Esau, it's a for sure definite form of destruction. And it's going to be by fire. But again, verse 9. And if you be born, you shall be born to a curse. And if you die, a curse shall be your portion. So a curse is going to be the portion of the wicked. And 2/3 of our people. On this side at least. On the other side in the kingdom, it's going to be blessings. They're going to be shamed for a time, yes. But eventually they're going to be able to lift their head up. But for Esau, it's a curse. That curse is destruction. All that are of the earth shall turn to earth again. So the ungodly shall go from a curse to destruction. So all those that are of the earth, because we come from the earth, you know. When you die, you turn to the earth again, meaning you fade back into the earth, meaning your body breaks down and biodegrades or whatever, and you go back into the dust of the earth from whence you came. So the ungodly shall go from a curse to destruction. Go back to verse 7. It says, the children will complain of an ungodly father, because they shall be reproached for his sake. That's going to be a curse unto these Edomites, unto H.R. Sheva stuff. It's going to be a curse, a reproach, a blame, a pointing the finger at, a being looked down on, being mistreated. It's going to be a curse. And after that curse, guess what's going to happen? They're going to go from that curse straight to destruction. You know, wiped out, poof, gone. It's going to be just like they never ever even existed. Last point. The mourning of men is about their bodies, but an ill name of sinners shall be blotted out. See, the mourning of men is about their bodies. People, when somebody died in a family or whatever, the family members cry over that person, over the body that person, you know what I'm saying, was that spirit was in. They don't never cry for the spirit. They always cry over the body, you know. But the mourning of men is about their bodies, but an ill name, a bad reputation, a bad name shall be blotted out. It's going to be wiped away. You ever seen, you knock a cup over or something, and whatever the inner contents of the cup roll out over the table or whatever you get on, you hurry up and grab a rag or something, and you start blotting it out and soaking it up and getting rid of it. Well, that's the same thing gonna happen to these Edomites, to H.R. Sheva stuff. So your time is coming, boy. better get ready. Shalom.